This is the reading from the author, Joel Krupa, of Angel Wings, the brand new book that came out today. Dylan's mom and dad walked into their son's room as they smiled, holding hands. They managed to pull him away from his favorite television show, if only for a moment. Dylan's father spoke first. "Son, we have great news. You're going to be a big brother. Your mom has a baby in her tummy." Dylan's eyes widened upon learning the incredible news. "Cool!" he shouted, convinced he would now have a little brother to play baseball, ride bikes, and not be all alone anymore in his room. He would have a new friend to play with. "How long until the baby comes? I gotta clean my room right now. He'll probably be here tonight," Dylan shouted, hurriedly jumping off the bed to quickly begin tidying up his bedroom. Dylan's mother and father both laughed out loud, and then his dad tried his best to explain why Dylan didn't have to rush to clean his room at exactly this moment. No, Dylan, slow down, buddy. It's not going to be tonight, and it's not going to be tomorrow either. The new edition won't arrive until December. You have plenty of time to adjust and get ready." Arms full of toys that he already managed to gather before being stopped by his father, Dylan cocked his head to the side. His curiosity had gotten the better of him. "December? How long is that going to be?" he asked. Dylan's mom kneeled down to meet her son's eyes with hers. She tousled his hair and answered his question. "Considering that it's only the beginning of April, we still have quite a ways to go, but I promise you this, it won't take forever." "It's going to be a boy, right? I can't wait to go outside and ride bikes down the sidewalk and go to the corner store and have ice cream with him." It was Dylan's father's turn to shed some light on his son's questions. "Hold on, champ. We can't promise you that it's going to be a boy. That could be your little sister in there just the same. Neither of us know yet, so we will just have to wait until December to see." Dylan shrugged. He didn't really know how to play with a girl. He didn't even really like girls at school that much. But he knew that he could put on the most amazing magic show as Dylan the Magnificent and keep her safe from harm. That much he knew he could promise. Days turned into weeks, and those weeks would turn into months. Dylan blew out those 7 big boy birthday candles in September as his family anticipated the arrival of their newest member, which was now known without any doubt whatsoever to be a girl. A few weeks later at school, Dylan got called to the office. He knew he had done nothing wrong, so it had to mean that his baby sister was going to be born. As Dylan made his way down the hall to the office, his father stood there with a bouquet of flowers as he signed Dylan out of school for the day. Come on, champ. You're coming with me. Dylan became very excited. He was convinced that it must be time for the baby to come out of Mommy's tummy. Never before did he remember such a thrilling moment of satisfaction and excitement, even knowing now that it was a baby sister instead of a baby brother. They would all be a happy family, and this was surely a day to celebrate. But something seemed to be terribly wrong. At least, that's what it seemed like. Daddy was so happy before, and now Dylan could hear him sobbing as he looked into the mirror from the front seat. Tears ran down his father's face, while Dylan could do little but observe and wonder why. What's wrong, Daddy? You should be happy. Mommy is going to have the baby soon. Mackenzie, remember? She's going to be pretty, right? Dylan's father leaned back in his seat and turned the car off. A choked sob escaped him as the tears continued to run down his face. She was definitely a beautiful girl, Dill. Very beautiful indeed. She's really pretty? That means she's finally out of Mommy's tummy, right? What are we waiting for? Let's go, so I can finally meet her. Listen, Dylan, his father cautiously instructed. I want you to be quiet and listen closely to Daddy. Something very bad happened to your baby sister. Did somebody hurt her? Is she okay? Can I see her? Dylan begged. Clutching his knees as he too began to cry. Dylan, baby Mackenzie died in Mommy's tummy. The little boy was stunned. He simply couldn't believe what he was hearing. She died? Dylan asked softly. No. Why? How could she die? It wasn't because I didn't want a baby sister, is it? Did I cause her to die because I wanted her to be a boy? None of this made sense to him. His father drew a deep breath and spoke. No, son. Sometimes things don't always work out the way that we want them to. We were very excited when we found out we had a new addition to the family, but these things do happen. Something went wrong when Mackenzie was developing in Mommy's tummy that may not have been right, and that can cause a baby to die. It was not your fault in any way. Don't blame yourself. Is Mommy okay? Dylan asked, convinced he already knew the heartbreaking answer. His father slowly shook his head. Mommy and Daddy are both very sad that Mackenzie died. When we go see Mommy in the hospital, and she tells you in her own words what happened to your baby sister, I want you to give Mommy a super big hug and tell her that you love her. Okay, Dad, Dylan agreed. Dylan's mother heard the knock on the door from the bed she sat in. It's us, Dylan announced. Come in, his mom said, her voice breaking softly. Tears welled in her eyes. Did Daddy already tell you the news? She tried her best to maintain her composure, but it was a difficult struggle to keep it all together as the pain was immensely strong. Dylan stood by the door in front of his father. The evidence that his father had told him the bad news was already written all over his little face. Dylan shyly nodded and tried his best to remain composed as he walked over her to her waiting embrace. She kissed his forehead and gently whispered, "I love you," into his ear as more choked sobs and tears continued to leave her. "Don't cry, Mommy. It's not all bad. Think about the good," Dylan said. "The good?" she asked, trying to remain strong in the family's difficult moment of loss. Mackenzie had the best mom, the best dad, the best brother, and the most beautiful angel wings that nobody got to see. She got a one-way ticket to heaven, and we still get to meet her. It's just going to be a little longer. But I promise you this, it won't take forever. Thanks for reading along with me.